Talks. Very excited to have you joining us. And today, my special guest that we have is Paola. Welcome, Paola.
Thank you, Tiffany. I so appreciate you having me here today.
Super excited to have you. It's interesting. Oftentimes, we'll talk about where in the country are you? And I know you travel frequently, but are you close to me right now?
Yes, I'm in Tampa Bay. I'm in Brandon right now.
Yeah. So very rarely is it the people are here locally. I still find it's easier to do these on Zoom and then have the fun in person afterwards. So, welcome. Glad to have you this Tuesday.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Now, we're just coming off of Labor Day. Did you do anything fun over the weekend?
Oh my gosh, yes. Had super great pool party with our friends, and yeah, we had a lot of fun. We spent some time with the family. I actually went up and saw my sister. So it was a really amazing weekend. Saw my boyfriend's mom, and so I just had a blast.
I got to see my sister this weekend too. So, must have
Lovely.
been something about this weekend.
Labor Day. Yeah.
Yeah. So you're in Brandon. What is it that you do for a living down there? I mean, I know you work mobilely and can see people, but tell the viewing audience a little bit about your business.
Yeah, so most of my business is health and life insurance. And so I help families, particularly small business owners, self employed people, get the best rate on their health insurance and their life insurance. Right now, I am moving into coaching. There is a big gap in the industry where people that are really wanting to go into insurance, they're not really getting the support that they need. It's either Wolf of Wall Street and it's hoorah, rah, like, it's literally kind of like a Wolf of Wall Street. And then on the other side, they give you your contracts and then you're kind of sent out to the wolves. And so there's no middle ground. I'm creating what I wish I had when I first started in insurance, and that's called a 100K broker. So super excited to be supporting agents with doing that and also growing my business as well.
And as I say, I was getting ready to say you have a program coming up next month, but I just realized it's September, y'all.
It's September.
Tell us, it's a program this month?
Yes, it's
Okay.
September. It's September 14th, actually. So it's a whole day where we take time to teach people how to get motivated, what is their why, right? Why are they doing what they're doing, and create an actionable plan in order to make $100,000 as an insurance broker. Super exciting.
So at what level would people be in? Because I would assume they already need to be an insurance broker.
Yeah, I have some people that are coming that are not yet in insurance, or they might have done it in the past, and now they're getting back into it. There's people that are curious about insurance, but mainly most of the people that are attending are already in insurance. They are starting out, a lot of them, or they've been doing it a while, but they're doing it part time, and that now they're looking into really focusing on doing it at 100% at full time, but they may be lacking the confidence. They don't know really where to start. How are they going to be able to make it a full-time income? And so those are mainly the people that I'm looking to help.
So what got you into insurance? Because I mean, I don't know if kids grow up and like a kid. I want to be an insurance salesperson when I'm growing up.
Yep. Let me tell you, I was one of those wee little kids that wanted to be an insurance agent. No, so I wanted to be a lawyer growing up, but I went to school for business, and I started out in sales. So I did a bunch of different sales jobs and really found my footing. And it wasn't until 5.5 years ago that I got into insurance. I first started out at a captive agency, just selling health insurance, just 3 different plans. And then I moved on to be independent about 3.5 years ago. So yeah, I I started honestly because of the money. Like the person that had been trying to recruit me for a while, they came to Panera, and they were in a car that they paid more for that car than I actually paid for this house that I'm in right now. So I was like, yeah, let's figure out this insurance thing. And so after that, I realized that people need help. Like there's so many people, specifically self-employed people, business owners that have 5 to 20 employees that really don't have the help that they need. Just it's a sad truth. There's really not a lot of competition in the arena that I work in. But I have a passion for small businesses. So I took, my pivoted, right? And I focused more on what my passion is helping people grow, helping them attract and retain the right talent. And now I'm developing more agents and helping them create a happier life.
Now, so do you have the opportunity for people to come with you and be an agent under you, or are you mainly just helping people to grow the business that they already have, or is it kind of a both type of situation?
Yeah, I encourage people to work with me and not have to change their contracts that they have. They're able to work alongside me if they so choose to. And I'm really looking for people. Hey, do they have the work ethic? Are they people that I can bring on to my organization and have the same core values that we have and have the same mission? The reality of it is, though, is that I want to provide support for people that want to grow their own business. So really, I'm trying to attract people that want to build their own book of business, that want to make the most in commissions. I'm just there to support them. I'm doing it alongside them, so they're not doing it by themselves. But there is a potential that if they find that it's a better fit to work with me, they're able to do that as well.
Gotcha. So if I know an agent and I'm like, oh, let me see if they would want to be interested. Like, how do I bring this up in conversation? What are the things that I would say to even see, are you a good fit or not? Because I know some people are like, oh yeah, let me just, just talk all about my thing and show them the website. But in the referral world, as many of y'all know where I like to play, sometimes we have to make sure there's that need before we say, come to it. Because then if you don't have to bring it up, if it's not a need, then you leave it be.
Yeah, 100%, right? If someone's already making $1 million, like what the heck am I doing talking to them about 100,000, right? So it's really people that are getting into the industry. And so a good question that I ask people is, what are your goals? Like, where do you want to go? And then that helps you to understand, like, hey, what can I help them with, right? And so they say, oh, well, my goal is to make 6 figures. That would be a really great introduction for me. You say, hey, do you have a plan to do that, right? And so if they don't have a plan, hey, I think you should really talk to Paola because she's been doing this for a long time, and she can help you create that strategy. Do you mind if I put you in a 3-way text with her or an email? And so that's a way to connect us, but really find out, hey, where are they at? Another thing is they may say something about, hey, I just started in insurance, and you can ask them, hey, do you have a plan in order to reach your goals? And they may not even have goals or a plan or anything. And that's where I can come in and really help them out. So thank you. That's a great question.
I try to ask good questions. And maybe one of these days I'll start writing them down and then I might do better. But in the meantime, awesome. So, like, I know you mentioned that there's some stuff that you didn't get when you first got started. And I'm not asking you to give us the how to. That's what the program's for. But give us just like maybe one topic or one thing that you're covering that should make a difference for these agents in getting to this 100K. Again, we're not asking you to divulge the trade secrets. We're not asking you to give away the how to. Just what is one piece that they're going to walk away with?
Yeah. So one amazing thing about the 215 is that you can do so many things. One horrible
Wait. So just for us lay people here, 215 is what?
Is the license. So the 215 is the health and life insurance license. It allows you to do long-term care, disability, all these different types of insurances, right? So our license is great because it allows us to do all these different things, but our license is also horrible because it allows us to do all these different things. So there's not a focus in mind, right? And so what I lacked when I first got started is focusing on one line of business, getting really, really good at that line of business, and then shifting into other lines of business. And so I wanted to do group and I wanted to do disability. And I just talked to everyone. I literally wasted so much time trying to become an expert in all these different things. And I was really supposed to be focusing on growing my business, talking to more people that needed my help, right? So it's really important to focus. And so that's the number one thing is it's not doing a million things one time, right? It's doing one thing a million times and really getting good at that. And so finding your focus and finding your niche is really an area that we'll focus on 100kbroker.com.
Nice.
100kbrokerbootcamp.com.
Yeah, and it's here on the website, y'all. It's also in the description. So whether you're watching this Facebook, LinkedIn, or YouTube, it should be in the description. for us going live. So again, yes, 100kbrokerbootcamp.com. I had a question and now I forgot it. Haha. So while my brain works to bring us that question back into mind, I want to switch gears a little bit because our goal is definitely we want to have success in our business and we want to have us some fun too. And so whereas when we do our fun Fridays, y'all, at 11:11, we will typically spend more time talking about fun, less time on business. Today is more about business, but y'all know I gotta have fun. I mean, if it's gonna be on the wall, there we go. We got to make sure that we bring it up. So, Paola, it's the weekend or you're done for the day. What is fun for you?
So fun is acro yoga. It is traveling. It is spending time with my family, my friends. Going to the beach is fun. Calling up some friends and seeing what they're doing, maybe grabbing a bite to eat. So all that is fun for me. How about for you, Tiffany?
Well, I was gonna say, what kind of food is like your go-to for new and eclectic, and then what's the comfort go-to?
Yeah, so I love like Asian food. I love like sushi and like poke type of stuff. I did go to the Filipino festival, Phil Fest, and we had like a bunch of fried stuff and a bunch of like that was really fun. But my roots are I'm from Dominican Republic, and so we eat rice and beans and plantains and chicken, and so that's where I typically go to for my comfort. We have this thing called sancocho, which is like a stew. So that when I think of comfort food, I think of that.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So it's always interesting how different people have those different comforts. So now I know we've connected with the book club. So I always like learning new things. What are some of your top recommendations of some books that you've read in the past year or two that you just totally love? And they don't have to be from our book club. Just in general, because I know for a lot of people, we've got that passion for that lifelong learning. And kudos to you for saying, like, just because I can do all these licenses doesn't mean that I should.
Mm-hmm.
And kind of finding that and expanding slowly.
Yeah. So books, it really depends on where people are in their life, right? Something that really helped me was The Gap and the Gain by Dan Sullivan and Benjamin Hardy. That one was complete life changer. I was in a season where I just was really hard on myself, and the goal just looked so far ahead that I couldn't really get motivated, and I was like, oh, what the heck is happening? And so The Gap and the Gain is an amazing book because it changes your perspective in terms of goals, and it helps you focus on where you've come instead of the gap that exists from where you are and where you want to go. And so that was a complete game changer. Another one by the same authors is 10x is easier than 2x. And so playing a different game, right? Like sometimes it's not about doing more of the things that you're already doing. It's about thinking strategically and moving in a more strategic direction to get to your goals quicker. And so it's forgive me if this is blasphemous, but it's kind of like the business Bible for me. The 10x is easier than 2x. So that's a really awesome book. And then the last one is Can't Hurt Me. So Can't Hurt Me is a book by David Goggins. He is a psychopath, like literally a crazy person. He has done ultra marathons, and he's an ex-Navy SEAL, and just his story is very motivational. He used to be 300 pounds and used to work in pest control, and now he is a motivational speaker. He went through the Navy SEAL training multiple times over, and it's like Hell Week is the hardest thing that any human body should endure, and he did that. And he's just whenever you're feeling like oh, my life is so hard, or oh my gosh, I don't know what I'm gonna do, and your life isn't harder than life. So it's pretty motivational. So those are the 3 books that I typically tell people that have really had a big impact in my life.
Nice, nice. Well, we appreciate you sharing. A lot of our more abundant entrepreneur community members are learners. They just like to consume material, whether that's reading or listening. So we always on the lookout for the new, not the best, but the new. And I like how you said, yeah, because sometimes at different points in our lives, like I remember reading one book, like I read it all the way through because I like had notes in it, but I don't remember anything about it. And 10 years later, I was like, oh, this was really good. And I don't remember which one it was. I'll have to find it. All my books are packed up because I had to, like, we're rearranging our bookshelf room in the back. It's no longer going to be a bookshelf room. It's like wall-to-wall bookshelf. So I'm like, I don't know what I'm going to do with all of these books. I purged like 4/5 of my collection.
Oh my gosh.
I'm like, this is the reason I bought this house, so I can have bookshelves. So
what are you converting it to? Like,
so we're gonna put, so it's like this big, probably like a 12 by 20 size room. It used to be outside, now it's inside. And so part of it's going to be my husband's office. Part of it's going to be, not now, in the future, maybe we're going to turn part of it into a bathroom, and then part of it's just kind of a Florida room because we don't use it for much. And I'm like, all right, now that, he can have that office because he wasn't working from home and now he works from home and travels. But he turned his old office into the music room, and we're not changing it back from the music room. So
nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Got some big plans for it. I love it.
Yes. So we are coming about to our time. I do want to kick it back to you. What else do we need to know about you that we haven't learned about you yet? And then at the very end, I'll ask you for one last tips for all those agents out there and or business people. It doesn't have to be, what I find is sometimes we can be very industry specific, and there's a lot of things that can apply to other professions as well. So what else do we need to know about you first?
Well, I would say I am known for not being the smartest person in the room, but for being the most disciplined. And so I'm always looking to grow, looking to learn. And I, through growing up as an athlete and a runner, I just saw how I didn't need to be the most talented or the most intelligent. I just needed to show up every day. And so for me, just I want to encourage people to just keep showing up for yourself every day. And every day is not going to be the best day of your life, but every day is just going to compound and help you create that life that you want. So as long as you're doing a little bit, 1% every day to get better and to improve, and you're staying diligent and you're staying focused on that thing that you want to do, and you're deciding, you're making a decision, just keep showing up every day, do your best, and just keep moving forward and make your dream life happen.
Nice. Now, awesome stuff. And yeah, the dedication, the hard work definitely outweighs talent oftentimes. So kudos to you. Now, I know we've got your website for the 100K broker bootcamp.com. Are you on social?
I am, yeah. So you can find me on Instagram at the Powerful Paola. And yeah, the Powerful Paola. Yeah. And
of the generation that we got to pick our names.
Yeah.
Like,
people not pick your names?
The future. Well, like in the future, it's going to be like 127 or something, just because, you've got all the people that came before you, but we're of the generation, we got first dibs on the really cool stuff.
I didn't think of that. I honestly was like, oh yeah, whatever. but yeah, that is where I put most of my content out on Instagram. I'm also on LinkedIn. I do post often on there. I'm not as responsive, unfortunately, on LinkedIn, but you can see all my social links and everything on my website, rwealthgroup.com. And so that's R as in Rodriquez and wealthgroup.com. But yeah, I'm the best way to reach me, honestly, is email or Instagram. but yeah, I hope that if you're interested in like motivational stuff and things like insurance, that you follow me, that we stay in touch, and that people reach out, because that's what it's all about, connecting and helping people. So yeah, thank you for
developing those amazing relationships.
Yeah, thank you for letting me share, Tiffanie.
All right, last tip to leave the viewing audience with.
Man, I feel like I already used up my tip. So there's a lot of people going through life that they haven't made the decision of what they wanted, right? And so if you don't set a location in your GPS, then you're just gonna keep roaming through life and still taking up the same amount of gas, still taking up, probably getting frustrated, right? And not, not knowing where you're going. So um, I want you to sit down with yourself and say, hey, where am I going? What is the goal? You can say 10 years, 5 years, a year. I like to say in a year, right? What am I going to accomplish? What does my 3 year look like? What does my 10 year look like? And really decide that that's the life that you want to live. And everything that is not aligning with that, you say no to it so that you can say yes to the life that you want. And now that you've decided what you want, you're going to see different opportunities that you would have otherwise not seen because you know exactly where you're headed. So take some time, set some goals, really visualize your life and what that's going to look like so that you can really make those GPS moves, right? So you can, have the directions in order for you to get there and not get frustrated and get there faster and happier.
Awesome. I want to say thank you so very much, Paola, for being here with us today, for getting to share. Y'all check her out online, on social, at her website. And we will see y'all Friday for Friday Fun. Happy network.